I'm Chef Christine Cushing, and I want to share with you why I'm super excited about the Kaki persimmon fruit and share with you two spectacular recipes that you can use with it. One savory and one sweet. My motto in the kitchen, above all, is to have fun and to cook with all of your senses. The aromas, the textures, the visuals, and even the sounds lead us to that eventual, highly anticipated end result of amazing flavor. This gorgeous fruit has been granted the PDO, which is a protected designation of origin of the region of Ribera del Sucre in Valencia, Spain. I was fortunate enough to actually pick these babies right off the tree, and it gave me a sense of how they grow, why they're so delicious. So much sunshine in that beautiful valley. Look how much fun I'm having just looking at them on the tree. I was so excited to be there. This beautiful fruit is in peak season between mid-October to January. But here's the game changer. When they're picked, they're a kind of a yellow to orange color, and the more they sit, they turn into that bright red, that rojo brillante. Can we say it again? Rojo brillante, which just means in English, bright red color. They continue to intensify in flavor and sweetness. But the thing is, even when they're firm, you can eat them like an apple. They're super crisp, a little more subtle in flavor, but no astringency. That's why you want to look for that little sticker. It'll say ready to eat. That is the quality of this particular type, this rojo brillante Kaki persimmon. Persimmon is actually a registered trademark, so it's the kind of persimmon called Kaki persimmon. Let me taste it for you. Basically, you can eat it like an apple. So inside, it feels crisp right now. It tastes like a cross between a peach, a mango, but I actually taste pear in it. And it's so crisp, and there's still some juices that come there, and it's super sweet, but it's even gonna get sweeter. And they're gonna be perfect for what I'm about to make for you. Who's ready to slice, dice, sizzle, sear, saute, roll, and taste our way through these amazing recipes? First up, the savory recipe. How about a little spiced duck breast, super crispy, bathed in a sauce with persimmon, blood orange, and a splash of sherry. It's gonna be ridiculous. First, I wanna score the duck breast. So scoring the duck breast is really gonna give me that ability to get that super crispy outer edge, because the fat needs to render. I don't want to go all the way through to the meat, just cut through the fat. Already getting super excited. Now, what I want to do is create a little spice blend that's going to really go over top of and get in all those nooks and crannies and flavor the duck. I'm doing here a combination of just some beautiful aromatic spices, reminiscent of a Chinese 5-spice, but it's a 4-spice. Next thing I want to do is add a little blood orange to that. Because I'm using the juice, I'm also going to use the zest. Now going in with the salt, liberally, especially on the fat side. That's going to really help to render down that fat. A little bit of the spice blend while I'm here. You can't even. Aroma, texture, crazy. So now I want to put it into a moderate pan. It's not hot at this point. I want to gradually bring up the temperature to crisp up that skin. The persimmon is the perfect complement to the richness and the fattiness of the duck. Now imagine adding just a touch of sherry and a little bit of blood orange just to balance it all out. I mean, you're gonna lose it. It is just gonna be a thing of beauty. rare, about 127 Fahrenheit. I want to let it rest. Now we can make the sauce. So here I'm using a slightly softer fruit, just a little bit sweeter, a little bit softer, because it's going to pair beautifully with this duck breast. And I just want to dice it. This is where the alchemy happens. The sweetness of the fruit, the fattiness of the duck. The aromas now are really a lot more peachy and a lot more intense. It's gonna be incredible together. Remember, I grated the zest of that blood orange. I'm gonna chop it up, and that's also going into the sauce. Next thing to add, little secret that is perfect for duck. This is a little currant jelly. So this is either red currant or black currant. It's going to add a little bitter note underneath, but also some sweetness and a whole lot of balance. So I'm going to add a little bit of that. And since the blood orange is already going to be prominent, I want to add a little bit of that juice. Look at the colors. Wow. All of the senses working here. The visuals, the smells, textures, sounds. And last but certainly not least, we are really keeping in the vein of Spain. A little bit of sherry. It's going to bring all the flavors together. Ooh. The aroma, ridiculous, off the chart. I can literally smell everything that I'm about to taste. All the senses operating here. Wow. You can't, I'm drooling. You can't even imagine how great this is. All those great flavors together with the persimmon, alchemy. There is magic in this pan right now. Crispy skin. Remember I promised you crispy skin? Now, after that resting, which is super important, now we get to slice. I just want to give that duck beautiful sauce on top, crispy outer skin like I promised you. It's like these two were meant to be together. Wait till you taste it. Well, first you have to make it, then you're going to taste it, but I'll taste it for you. You know when you make something that's more delicious than you imagine at the outset? This is that dish. So the little bit of saltiness on top of the duck and that spice blend, and then the persimmon that's kept its texture but gotten a little bit soft, blended with everything, they're inseparable. These two should always be together. You've got to try this dish. Excuse me while I finish this. And now for the sweet recipe, we're going to continue to awaken all of our senses with a persimmon puff pastry tart baked to golden perfection with a little fresh thyme and some pomegranate glaze. Step one, I want to roll out my puff pastry. Okay, so now key, while I'm slicing my fruit, I want to put this in the freezer just to let it chill even more, because you want to work with cold dough. So what I want to look for now is the perfect texture of the persimmon. So this one looks ideal to me. What I want is to have that thickness where they're going to just start to get a bit tender in the oven. Oh yeah, that one is perfect. I picked the perfect one. It's always great. It's easier to cut any fruit if you start from the inside out because the skin kind of resists a bit. So I like to just lay it on the side and get my slices as thin as I can. Okay, let me grab my pastry. Now that my pastry is super chilled, and so am I'm gonna show you a little trick that makes this have the wow factor in an easy way. So now that I've got a round, I'm gonna just take my knife and make little slits all around the pastry at even intervals. Now I'm cutting all the way down, just a couple of centimeters in, maybe an inch or so. And this is gonna create a little ridge. So a little bit of sugar, first layer, is gonna create a bit of a buffer between the pastry and the fruit so it doesn't get too soggy. Most of the sweetness is actually gonna come from the fruit, but this is just a little buffer. It's gonna caramelize in that heat of the oven and just get all bubbly and crazy good. Now my oven is set at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly 200 centigrade. And the key here is I want it super hot because that puff pastry is gonna puff quickly. I don't want it to start oozing out butter. Just before it goes into the oven, a little more sugar. Just about the same as I did on the bottom. Look at how beautiful that looks. And now why did I make those little slits? Now is when we just turn them in, creating that nice little ridge. How cute does that look already? So 20 minutes in, we're gonna do a little more magic on top, but for now, 20 minutes. So 20 minutes in, look at how great that is. So now, to even give it that more magic, I have a glaze. So I'm just gonna glaze it a bit. It's gonna give it a beautiful sheen. Yeah. And it's gonna give it that glossiness. I've got some sliced almonds that's gonna give it a nice crust, increase that flavor contrast, and almonds are really beautiful and very Spanish also. So just around the edge, these are just sliced raw almonds because they're gonna get toasted again for a few minutes in the oven. I mean, can you imagine it? Again, my mouth is watering. So this particular tart has everything. Looks, 10. Texture, 10. Flavor, 10. Aroma, 10. 10, 10, 10, 10. Everything. Just to take it up even a bit more and to give it something unexpected, the thyme. So I've got these beautiful little wispy pieces of thyme. I'm just gonna lay them in. It's gonna give it a savory note and something really unexpected. It's beautiful with the almonds and the persimmon. This one's up to you, but come on. Take a little chance. I think you're gonna love it. And now back in the oven, a little bit lower, 375, so maybe 175 Celsius for about 7 minutes. I promised you we would awaken all the senses with this tart. Do you see what I'm saying? Crazy, crazy. The aroma, so that persimmon is just tender enough, but it still has some texture. The thyme, the glaze, the almonds. Hello. Last but not least, I'm just gonna give it a dusting of icing sugar. One perfect slice for me of the Kaki persiMon tart. Look at this baby. It's a thing of beauty. And this really illustrates simplicity rules for me, and this is the perfect illustration, but still all the senses completely awakened. Did I mention how much I want to taste this? Look at that. all of the flavors come together in this amazing, wow, really shows off the versatility of the persimmon. I'm putting on a pot of coffee. Are you coming over? Tea, if you like. You gotta have some of this. So we sizzled and drizzled, we diced and sliced and tasted our way through these two amazing recipes featuring the Kaki persimmon, which is the star of this show. I really wanted to share my love for it, how versatile it is, and why you will also love it. Thank you so much. See you soon.